banks of the Ohio River. There's a look at Paul Brown Stadium here in Cincinnati, Ohio. This crowd loves their orange and black. The scene just a short time ago, they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football as the Bengals get set to do battle with the Cleveland Browns. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports.
And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Well, this defense for the Browns, they were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
Second and 4. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, the so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope, and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Off play action. Hardy. Oh, he's going to air it out right away.
And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Hardy. It's caught by Hooper. Touchdown, Browns.
And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive INT.
Yeah, good game catching the ball in the backfield a week ago, and they're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting has taken over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs, because he can really impact this offense.
And here's a throw taken in by Boyd. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
2nd and 6.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
He's picked off just shy of midfield. And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Escaping the pressure right. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
He'll let this go for the end zone. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown.
And that looked almost to be a case of, a quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished.
Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 14-0. 14. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
Here's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. Escapes the defender. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A big play that time on the catch and run. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Mixon with a first down carry. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. They'll set up a throw. Airing one out for Boyd. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
In today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups. And they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
Now look at this. 4th and 12, and they're going to line up to go for it. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Oh, hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. The Browns drive about to get started. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice.
The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Rashawn Gary. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Off the play fake. Hardy. He's going to loft one. Deep left side here. And this is taken in at the 5. And they're going to have this way down in Cincinnati territory. A big play that time for Cleveland. They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start. Back to throw. Hardy. Flushed out right. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. Not much there, only a yard.
And they ran just a little underneath route here on 1st and goal, but there's really not a whole lot of room to operate this close to the goal line. He's just not able to get loose after the catch.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. This will wind up a loss on the play, and that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal. Again, he'll drop to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard. And the Bengals are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Back to Mixon on 2nd down. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. On play action, they'll throw. This is caught. It's Boyd. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. Ready for the second quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. A gain of 6 there on first.
They'll come up on a 2nd and 4 now from the 40-yard line.
From the gun, a give to Mixon. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he will be taken down, but not before he gets this to the Browns' 9. 56 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. And you talk about great blocking up front. I don't think he was even touching on a finger on him until he was brought down to the ground.
I think we heard the whoosh as he went by, didn't we? Right through the gap. No one there, as you outlined. No one touched him at all. A free sprint into the secondary.
Yeah, that's what you call breaking free right there. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Here's 2nd and 8. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Way back at the 19 now. What do they have here on 3rd and goal? Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs. Able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
And his kick is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3.
So not exactly the response they were hoping for, but they'll take the 3 to at least get them on the score sheet.
Yeah, now is not the time to panic. All is well. Somewhat calm. Only down 14-0. So continue to play your game. Take the points when they're there.
And he can't field it cleanly. It's loose.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And nowhere to go. He only makes it to the 5.
Well, not exactly a banner return, so he doesn't give his offense a whole lot of room to work with. They've got to go a long way now to try and score some points. I do know this from experience. There will be a few comments muttered his way by the offense as they head out on the field.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. Up. Big play that time for Cleveland. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's 1st down on the other side of the field. Looking to throw. Hardy. He's going to try and go deep again. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Anthony Schwartz
with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
And the Browns are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 18 now.
So the extra point good, and the roughing call going to move the ball out to the 50 for the kickoff.
And I think this is a good chance to pin them deep if you can land the kickoff inside the 5-yard line or so. Gain some field position for your defense.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. picked off at the 39.
Well, we've seen a lot of mistakes here in this first half, and another there on the interception.
Yeah, they're certainly starting to pile up, aren't they? Because, let's face it, we expect a miscue here and there, but they're already down 3 scores and still giving the ball away. If they want to get back into this one, they've got to take care of the ball, because right now the way they're playing doesn't say a whole lot for their chances.
Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this, or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate. I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Steps away to his left. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That was an interesting look there, because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. Off play action. Hardy. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Browns are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Point after, right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This one fielded at the 5. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. At their own 20-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Back to throw here. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. It's a game of 6. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. This is Hamilton. He's got it. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage, because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Rush coming, and he's taken down. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. Now back to throw. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. A big play there just before halftime. The offense has to love that because that was just a dump down, and then he turned something out of seemingly nothing.
And the best quarterbacks understand that dumping it down is often a good play, a better play than even what was drawn up.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked out before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Stop short, down at the 1. Had the broken tackle, but couldn't get it all the way home.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone, trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
How about this Browns defense? They've held so far. This is now 3rd and goal. Mixon trying to punch it in. And this time he is in. Joe Mixon in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bengals are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Now the extra point try forthcoming. And this is up and good. It cuts the lead to 28-10 now. So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. From the 6. And he's going to be out of bounds here right at the 20-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And they'll have time for one play. There's 2 seconds on the clock. Flush to his right. And finding the tight end Hooper. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. So we come upon halftime, and it's the visiting Browns with the lead. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. This will be fielded inside the 5. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. The Browns drive about to get started.
And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Hardy. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
Second and 10.
Running right through him. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Let's go. Well, partners, my old man used to say, make sure you strap up tight if you're going to try and stop one of those big horses out there. As you just saw there, this guy does not go down easily.
So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. A run for Nick Chubb. And he'll just plow right into a host of tacklers. Nothing there at all, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He's got Hooper on the short connection. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Off play action. Hardy. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 24. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. Pretty much everything went their way offensively in the first half, but now an interception on the opening drive of the third quarter.
As we know, the key to everything here, don't get careless with the football. The problem is you've got to stay aggressive as well. So where's the line between being aggressive and attacking and being overly aggressive? I think they just crossed it on that one.
What a luxury to have a tight end that can not only catch it, but then can run after the catch like that.
What was the old expression back in the good old days? And they used to carry pianos on their backs when they were after they caught the football. Someone would stop and bang out a tune along the way as well. But nowadays, these guys are essentially bulked up wide receivers, and they are a full part of the passing game. And we see a lot of big plays as we just saw there.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And now you have to wonder, partner, at what point in time do they forget the running game? It's been a struggle so far in this one. I would think they'd have to start throwing it a little bit more.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Got a man. It's Chase. He completes it.
And he'll take this into the end zone for Bengal TD.
Jamar Chase.
His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals are able to draw a bit closer. Extra point attempt here still to come. And that one makes this an 11-point deficit now.
Makes the score Browns 28, Bengals 17.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Returning it, Johnson. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. The Browns drive about to get started. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to let it go again. He's got a man, complete. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. A big play that time for Cleveland. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
That's a catch of some significance. It's number 631 of his career, and why that's significant, it ties him with Hall of Famer Raymond Berry.
He was one of the most precise route runners at any position.
Touchdown! And that's caught at the 2. Nick Chubb with his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage.
CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point, because you got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone.
Extra point right down the middle, and the lead is up to 18 now. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Taken in at the 3. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
The Bengals drive about to get going. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Now Joe Mixon. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. They'll drop to throw.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And way down into the red zone before he's dropped inside of Cleveland's 15. A real field flipper there, as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Here's a give to Mixon. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
So still 14 yards to go. 2nd down.
They'll run with Hunt. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. 3rd and 15 coming up after that loss of 2.
I think it might be time to move to a different section of the playbook there because back-to-back runs, both for loss. Now they have 3rd and long coming up.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back-to-back running plays putting them in negative territory. What can they do coming up on 3rd and 15? And he's got it. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Bengals have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Now here's Johnson.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
The Browns drive about to get started. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball. Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off at the 36. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
Mixon with a first down and more. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
79 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries.
Back to throw now on first down. And this is incomplete. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. Well, for whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when an ex-defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. Now the Bengals on third down. 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. This is 3rd and 10. He finds his man, complete. It's Cummings. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He hit his first, this one from 40 yards out. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that'll make this an 8-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get it the least a 3 and out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
Johnson now returning.
And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42. Great return.
Now, that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get it to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
The Browns drive about to get started.
Their lead back down to one score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
2nd and 8.
Back to throw. Hardy is going to go for a big play downfield. And got his man complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Anthony Schwartz.
55 yards.
And the Browns are well on their way to a 5-0 start as they extend their lead.
Point after try forthcoming. And the lead is up to 15 now.
Makes the score Browns 42, Bengals 27.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Greg Newsome.
And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Off the play fake. Hardy. They'll roll him out right. And he'll just get rid of it. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. About 3 yards there to the 27.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he is going to have a Browns 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
They give to Chubb out of the gun. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. This defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in, and all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. 2nd, 3rd guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over. Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because, to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. They'll try again with Chubb. And he'll barrel his way into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb, a 6-yard touchdown run.
And the Browns add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory.
Now the extra point. And the lead opens up now to 22 points.
Next to score, Browns 49, Bengals 27.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown. It gives some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
And this will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
Second and 4. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. He'll look to throw. It's complete to Hopkins. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. That is caught at the 7-yard line. Touchdown, Bengals. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Bengals get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit.
Oh, and now they're going to fake it.
Let me go ahead and show my age a little bit. I liked it when they would fake it from the 3-yard line, right? When you'd line up, go ahead and, oh, there's a fake, and he's going to get 2. That's great. But from the 15, the risk-reward, it's just not there.
That's so risky to get 15 yards on a fake. Well, you see the result right there.
Yeah, I know these young whippersnappers are trying to do different things in this game, but let's go back to old reliable. Kick the ball through the post.
Get off my lawn.
That's darn right.
And not much on this one. Takes it from the 21.
The Browns take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started.
And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the fourth.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Escaping the pressure right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. And finally out of bounds all the way down at about the 2. A big play that time for Cleveland. Looking to throw. Hardy to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
They're certainly not letting up on the pressure in this one, and oftentimes you hear this expression, all gas, no break from defenses. But in this case, it's the offense still throwing the football up big in the fourth quarter.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Bryce Callahan.
And the Bengals come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Cleveland, their strong September has carried over to October as they move to 5-0. And they'll return home next week to take on